I see me. Hey, look at that.
Yeah, I'm all set.
Look how professional.
Welcome to episode 4 of Idiot Box after a 3-month hiatus or something.
I don't know.
Not 3 months. I remember we did the last one at my sister's, or I was at my sister's. You weren't there. That would have been.
I was on the show. I was on the show, but I wasn't at your sister's.
Yeah,
that's right.
And that was last month. So,
how has been your month in Madison so far?
I'm getting used to it a lot quicker than I thought it would, or I would. Like
living alone, or living
yeah. Because I lived alone in college for 5 years, right? But the thing was, I could get food. There was well prepared food readily available wherever I went, basically. And now it's I kind of have to figure it out a little more, which for some reason I thought would be super difficult. I don't know why, but no, it's not. It's not that hard. Yeah. The job's going well. It's super chill. And I mean, the area is pretty. I haven't really the only times I really hung out with people are Smash homies, right? I really haven't gone to any restaurants yet or anything like that. But the area is nice, you know.
What is your daily routine look like on a Wednesday or something?
My alarm wakes me up at around 6:15. That's usually when I get out of bed.
Ooh, that's an early time considering we play mail at night.
Yeah. We go to bed pretty damn late. I've been thinking more about that. I kind of wanted to talk about that, but I don't know. Might be a boring topic. What's just the fact that I get average 5 hours of sleep, and it's totally fine. Once I get past 10:30 a.m. at work. Before that, from 7:30 to 10, I'm just almost falling asleep. And then after that, it's I got a full rest. So I don't know. I don't really want to sacrifice streaming though. You know what I mean? I think the amount of streaming I do now, from 7:30ish to midnight, is a really good, consistent amount of time to stream. So I don't want to stop doing that. But fuck, I'm tired in the mornings, man.
Yeah, I work 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. and it's not that much different, but I also have no commute. So I can wake up at 6:30, shower, change, probably wolf down a banana or something. Don't picture it. And then it's my commute to work is 60 seconds to a minute and a half. I live right by where I work. So
damn, even with walking, it's only a minute?
It's a block, yeah. It's one city block.
Okay.
And
that's hilarious.
Yeah, that's great. So it's just if I really want to DJ, and I could literally sleep till 6:40.
Yeah. It's basically working from home, except it's 10 degrees out, so that kind of sucks.
And I have to put on a suit. And putting on a suit is a little annoying because it's I can't just go this, just a t-shirt and shorts.
I can go in a t-shirt and shorts, and it's sick. That's one of my favorite parts about my job is I can wear whatever I want.
That's actually broken.
Mm-hmm. But it's going to suck when I get a new job at some point. Because I'm going to be so used to not caring at all. And suddenly I'll have to start wearing fancier clothes.
Full-length pants. My shins! My shins need to breathe.
Mm-hmm.
I have to wear a suit, and that's fine, but it's just a little more labor intensive. So then it's just more time to my day. I have to tie a tie. Well, that's not true. I did the thing where you tie it once, then you just loosen it. And then over the course of the week, the neck part of the tie just gets thinner and weirder. It's just it's
dude. If my tie somehow came undone, there would be some Google searches happening.
Oh yeah,
because I don't know how that shit works.
I have to Google it every time. My brain doesn't remember how to do it. I just always have to look it up. Just
yo, are you one of those people that? How do you take off your shoes? Do you do the full untie and put them in the corner somewhere, or do you just slip them right off and on?
Well, I can't slip on my dress shoes for work. I can slip on my Adidas, like I can slip on my sneakers, but I can't slip on my dress shoes because the tongue part of the shoe will go down underneath the laces. So, I have to tie those. So those I slip them off at the end of the day, but I put them on like the old-fashioned way in the morning. My sneakers have not been untied for like 8 months.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
tied them once, and then they're just locked in for a while. Just like slip them on, slip them off.
It's like one of these days I'm gonna have to tie my shoes, and I'm not gonna remember how.
Well, my dress shoes keep me in practice, just in case.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And also, there's that Ween song you could listen to if you were really concerned.
You know, I've listened to that song,
I know.
SpongeBob Learn to Tie Your Shoe song, and I don't know if it works too well.
Well, let's break it down. You do the loop-de-loop and pull. Well, that doesn't make a lot of sense.
It's like, what's the first lyric? It's like, you want to learn how to tie your shoes? It's a very easy thing to do.
Let's just stop it right there.
Yeah.
That's just that.
It's like,
right.
I mean, yes, I do, but
I want to learn how to tie my shoes.
About it.
Yeah, you don't have to patronize. You don't fucking. It's very easy. Like, well, maybe for you, shoe tying singer. maybe not me, the rookie. But then, what does he say after that?
It's like you take one in each hand, and then you go over and under.
Again.
Which that's right, I guess.
One in each hand, but I guess you go over and under again. Oh, that okay. I can see how you could luck your way into.
It's kind of vague, though, you know.
Yeah.
Like, I think if you don't know how to tie your shoes already, you're gonna hear that and be very confused. It's like over what and under what.
Take a lace in each hand, go over and under again,
and then he goes right into loop-de-loop and pull.
You go over to back, left to right. Lace them up, and you pull them
left to right.
Wait, what is that? Not the line? I thought he said left to right.
No, that is the line, but like, what does he mean?
Oh, you go over and back. Left to right doesn't matter because it doesn't matter which way.
Yeah.
You lace them up and you pull them tight, and then you make bunny ears or Christmas bow. And okay, now it's all falling apart.
And you're gonna face plant.
It's just like, well, you just tied your shoes together. You didn't tie one shoe. You just tied.
Is he saying to go from the left shoe to the right shoe?
Oh, that would make more sense.
Maybe. I don't know.
Well, I'm glad I didn't learn from the song. I'm just saying. I'm glad I was taught the old-fashioned way with like the trainer tie your shoe toy where it's like wood with a string. Yeah.
Do like all kids have that? I thought that was just me.
No, I think it's how you learn to tie your shoes. If your school or whatever, or your babysitter has one, because it's just like.
I think I had like a box that had like a shoelace on it that you just like could tie, and it worked the same way as a shoe, except that, I don't know. This was like 20 years ago, so I don't know.
Picturing like you just had just a shoelace like wound through like a sneaker box, and
that's exactly what it was. Yeah.
It could be a training toy, but it could also just be garbage that you found.
my mom just like made it.
Yeah.
3 seconds.
Here, Joey, play with this, and then you accidentally learned to tie your shoes when really it was just a distraction.
How did you do that?
You come out wearing the box on your foot.
Yeah.
Oh
man. But yeah, work's been sick.
Hidden hockey.
Been sick. Hockey.
Hidden hockey.
What's up? We podcast and hype.
Yeah.
This is actually episode Quattro. We just haven't done one in 2 months or something.
We haven't done one since Trace.
Trace.
What was Trace called? It was called
Herbie Partially Loaded. There's a lot of dumb bits in that one, man.
That was a good one.
It was also the only episode where we didn't do something very, like, just tangent. Because, like, the first one we did the SpongeBob tier list.
Yeah.
And then the second one we did crossword for 3 hours. Literally 3 hours.
Which, like, that was just the tip of the iceberg, because now we're crossword. I don't know what you want to call it, like
Connoisseurs.
connoisseur. Yeah. Conquerors, man. We're like
crossword crew for life.
dude. We renamed the Discord crossword crew.
I saw that and I fucking died. Was that you? Was
No,
that you
I
who
don't.
named that?
I don't have the authority to do it. I suggested that we do it, and then Stooge was like, "Fuck yeah!"
Oh,
And
okay.
I think Mike was like, "Whatever."
I was like, I don't think Mike would come up with crossword crew.
No, I came up with crossword crew, but I don't have the authority to change it. So me and Stooge had to like mount a 2-man army to get the admin to do it. But I think Mike did it. If you didn't
I was
do
totally absent for that conversation of like renaming it. So when I just opened my Discord and I saw it was called that, I'm like, all right, that's gonna be called that for a long time.
for a while,
Yeah.
which doesn't make any sense to anybody else. But what was it before Birdie Boys? They're both equally dumb. They're both
Wasn't it always Birdie Boys?
Yeah, it was always Birdie Boys, but
Or no, it was like Freefall and Rip for a while, I think. That was like its first name.
yeah.
And then it was Birdie Boys. And then Crossword Crew.
We'll see where it goes from there. I don't know. It could just become Steve Meat, or there's no bottom to the level.
There needs to be more than 2 people in on a bit for it to catch on.
Yeah,
That's the problem.
I guess crossword crew makes sense because everybody knows that we like crosswords now.
Oh my god! At work, there's like this lunchroom downstairs that I like eating in, and there's this table of people that just do crosswords like 3 times a week.
Oh shit!
And I'm like, oh shit! Like I do that. I know how to do those. Hopefully, Fred didn't make them though.
I was gonna say you go over and you're like, you guys doing the USA Today, the USA Today Fred Piscop edited.
Yeah. Here's a hint. 3 of the words are probably ERS.
Yeah. He really likes being an idiot. That's
his specialty.
That's his specialty.
He needs to get on the podcast.
Hidden hockey. What's the topic? Well, that's a good question.
Quigs has some loose topics. But
yeah.
There really isn't too much of a format.
Loose picks if we ever need to fall back on them.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you what I did today. I went to an antique mall, which is yeah. Have you ever been to an antique mall? It's in the west side of Appleton, kind of by like right by the city limits.
It's just like old stuff.
Yeah. It's like a big building full of like booths and rentable spaces, and then like people bring their stuff there and set them up, and they price them, and then when you check out at the antique mall, the individual like code on each piece gets documented, and then the antique mall pays the people that put their stuff there in the first place. So eventually it goes back to whoever runs the booth. So you go to like a section, and it'll just be a guy who's like way into clowns. It's just a shit ton of clown stuff, but only in like a 10 by 10 part of the room, and then you move over and it's like a guy who has a shit ton of like old country western shit, and so on and so forth. And this place had like 70 booths or 70 cubes or whatever you want to call them, and so we were walking through there. It's fucking cool. The thing is
was this a mom activity? This sounds like a mom activity.
This is a dad activity.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. Same idea, but less obnoxious. It's just like, well, I won't have to look at stuff I don't care about. The other thing is I'm quite old. I don't have to go. I wanted to go. It's one. If I was with my mom, it's because like she asked me to go. But if I'm with my dad, it's like, that sounds fun. Let's do that. I haven't been in a very long time, but hey, dude, if you're looking at old shit, it's kind of fun. And we found a booth that was like, what was it called? It was called like Oddities or something, 43 Oddities. And it was like animals in jars, like snakes and mice and ducklings. And that was cool. Because they were in jars. I don't want like a snake.
Yeah. I don't want some person to be like, here you go. And they just throw it at me. I'm like, no.
It's called an antique mall, but really the antique part is just like, part of the naming thing, because almost 50% of the stuff there is like just like pop figures and comic books and CDs and not antiques at all. But the other 50% is antique, so it's like.
Would you say it's all like decorating items, basically. Is that
No.
like a good umbrella term for it, or not really?
Well, yeah, I guess most of it's not practical. Like the only thing that you could buy there that's not decoration would be like a movie or something or a record, but that's not really. Other than those, everything else is just like knickknacks, fucking salt and pepper shakers, and like like a part of an old like train, shit like that.
Part of an old train.
It's literally shit like that. They had somebody had put and it was just a poster. It wasn't like an actual painting, but somebody had framed the Kramer painting poster and just put it in a frame, so it looked more like an actual painting. And
yeah,
I was like,
my brother has like a big poster version of that in his room. It's pretty good.
I'm pretty sure this was just a poster of that in a nice frame, and I was like, could do that. Dude, there's a painting of an old sea captain, and I was like, oh.
what? Sorry, you cut out there after the sea captain.
There's an old sea captain. I would put it in my apartment. He had like a big white bushy beard, and he was like, he had like the wheel here, and he was like looking off over here, and he had a fucking. You could see like the crow's nest in the background, and he's just like fucking.
He's like Bobbery from Paper Mario, just as a human.
Yeah, they made Bobbery real.
Thumbnail it. Clickbait. Yeah.
That's what I did today. My dad got something. He got do you know what a slot car is?
I feel like I do, but you should explain it.
So it's like there's a picture like a toy, like a race car track. So just like kind of not Hot Wheels, but a little bit higher quality.
Is it like just going straight forward, or does it have turns?
It has turns. You can. It's like there's like a straightaway piece, and then like a straightaway piece, and then like a left turn, and another one, and you can like make a track, right? But it has a groove running down the middle of it, and the groove has metal on either side and a current, and then the car has like a little rudder that sticks down that sits in there, and then it powers the car and keeps it in place, and that's a slot car. So we bought a slot car. That was the only. We were there for like an hour and a half, and that was the only thing that we bought. But it wasn't for lack of trying. It was just like you could talk yourself out of so much shit when you're there because you're just like, oh, I don't need a painting of an old sea captain or a, Bart and Lisa salt and pepper shakers. I don't need that. So eventually you just buy something so you don't feel like you wasted the day. But it's never anything necessary. It's just like something for the day. I was dangerously close to getting a snake in a jar from that oddity place.
Really?
Mostly because it was like fucked up and a thing.
You just have it sitting around in the apartment.
Yeah,
like, that's a snake.
No, I would have rather had the old sea captain.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get anything. Yeah, that's what I did. woke up, went to work, took a nap, then I went antiquing, and now I'm home talking to you.
Are you able to like just donate whatever you have to this place? Like it's like, here's one shoe out of my pair of shoes that I own.
No, it's more. You have to. You rent the space in the store, and then mark all your shit, whatever you want it to be priced, and then you leave it there. The store operates, and then they must take a cut from everything that they sell. So it's like, it's like real eBay, basically. Dude, we should go antiquing.
You went to eBay.
Yeah, we went to eBay, but for old people and with very little restrictions.
Well, yeah. What was the like average age of the people there?
The clientele? Well, it wasn't
clientele.
I was a good 20 years younger than the next youngest person. Maybe more.
That's
maybe
a high average. Wow.
I think I was definitely the youngest person there. And I think my dad was the second youngest person there, if that puts anything in perspective.
Jesus.
It's like we were the two youngest fellas walking around because everyone else was near death.
Dude, old people do some weird shit. You gotta say.
Yeah.
You think they go there like multiple times a week? Just
Probably.
like to look around. It's like their Walmart.
But it's it's kind of crazy. It's like imagine in the future you're like 50 years old and you find a store that sells like used GameCube games and accessories and stuff. You'd be like, hey, that's pretty cool. I think that's how old people feel when they go to an antique mall and there's like with a stick that you could push down a dirt road. They're like, aha, my old friend, the hoop stick.
That's so much weirder.
No, it's
You can
not.
get hours of entertainment out of a game.
Yeah, but the hoop stick was their melee. You know, you practice your hoop stick tech skill, and I don't maybe not
stick
that
tech
fucking
skill.
you know that like scoop with a ball on a string.
Oh,
and
dude! Oh my god! Don't even get me started.
That
ball
was like
in a cup.
That was like their Guitar Hero, man. Like they're thrilled to be there. I don't know. That's probably how they. That's what I imagine it's like.
Dude, did you ever have a dreidel growing up?
I don't know if I ever owned one. I was certainly around them plenty, but I don't think I ever. Maybe no. Wait, we did have one.
Yeah, those things were cool, man. You could get them like spinning all over the place. It was like the original Beyblade. You could just like let her rip and make these giant ass circles on the table as it was spinning.
Fucking Dre Blade.
Dre Blade. All right, I know what we're titling this episode.
Oh no, that won't make any sense when you see it written out.
Dre Blade?
They'll just say people will read it and think we spelled Beyblade wrong or Dr. Dre even more wrong. One of the
two. Dre Blade's such a good pun, though. It needs to be appreciated.
Most old people I know are into cars and planes. You know, I believe you. There's a lot of car shit there. There's like
that is very true, actually.
There's like old like parts of cars, like the door of like a NASCAR with like the number on it, or like flags, or like oil cans, or marketing from like the 50s of just like enjoy Taco brand gasoline, powers the vehicle that powers your life, and then it's just like an old man, or like a young drawing of it with like a Fallout-esque kind of cartoon of a guy like pouring gasoline into his fucking Model T or some bullshit.
You go into your grandpa's garage and you just find it like in the back behind him, a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Know where that was going. Like you go into your grandpa's garage.
It's like, go on.
Yeah, what's in there? The fucking mystery.
There was a really cool like Air Force Museum in Linköping in Sweden, which is where Ghost is from, by the way.
Linköping?
Linköping, yes.
Okay.
And Belle's dad took me there, and God, they have so many just huge fighter like jet planes and stuff, and like old memorabilia. Like they have the leather caps that really don't protect them at all. They're just there.
That'll keep the damaged brain in there.
Yeah, exactly.
Pulverized on the pavement.
It'll be like a bowl that you can go to the antique store and sell.
It'd be like if you put a baby in you put like a baby or like in like a canvas bag and then throw it off a cliff. Like it'll keep it in there, but it's not going to be alive.
It's like putting a baby in its like stroller and expecting it to like survive a trip down the Grand Canyon. It's like no, it's just going to contain it as it gets brutally murdered.
We know where most of it'll be at the end.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
In the stroller. Yeah, that's what those helmets are. I love how they don't protect the face at all. They're just like ears, forehead, and they're like that middle part where everything happens. We don't need to protect that.
Like, what injury is that preventing? I don't know. Especially when you're like thousands of feet into the sky. Maybe
that's the idea. Is like you're not going to live no matter what on your head. So go for comfort, But then why have a helmet at all? I don't understand. I don't know what I wouldn't feel safe with a helmet in the sky in like the 40s. Like, if I go down, this won't help.
Dude, I don't feel safe in the sky in 2019. You expect me to go into a giant plane in the 1940s? Like, Jesus Christ. And people are trying to like shoot you down. Who are the people that volunteered to go up there and do this? I really don't understand how they like brought up the courage to do that. That's insane to me.
Well, I don't know if it was volunteers. I think it might have been.
that is true.
It's World War II time, so everybody up, and some of you might live. I don't know. But would you feel safer in a plane now if they gave you a small weather hat to hold your brains inside if we crash?
You mean like in a modern plane.
Yeah. They're like, you're like, oh, I'm nervous up here, but they're like, here, all leather helmet.
Here you go.
You'd be like,
I-
yeah, I'm fucking safe now.
Yeah. It's like, now I can't sleep on this flight.
I would want a Mexican wrestling mask if I was going to be a World War II pilot. Just equally non-protective, but it makes me feel better.
Just forget about safety altogether. We're going for swag.
Yeah. When I jump out of the plane with a parachute, I want it to be confusing. It's like, who is that masked man? Are you a wrestling fan at all in any capacity?
No, man. Honestly, not. I remember the only experience I've had with it was like in 6th grade. I went to my friend's house who was having a party, and all they did the entire night was watch wrestling. And I like learned a little bit about it. Like, I thought The Undertaker was sick.
He is sick.
There was the Jamaican guy that I really liked, like something Kingston.
Oh, Kofi Kingston?
Yeah, that guy.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I remember him. I think Triple H was there. Probably a bunch of like old 2000s names.
Yeah, no, that's not bad. That's my wheelhouse, man. Because I was like 10 years old in 2001 when it was starting. We don't have to talk about wrestling if you're not well versed in it, dude. I've been getting back into it much more than I probably should.
Today, like
just in the
watching like older stuff, or
in the last like 2 months or so, my YouTube rabbit holes have been. And the part of it is that once you watch something on YouTube, you're more likely to see related shit.
Mm-hmm.
So if you watch too many videos of a certain topic, like get ready to get bombarded by just that. And since you're already in the mood for it, it's like more tempting. So, but yeah.
That's how they get you.
That's how they get you.
So I was listening to a podcast at work the other day, and they were talking about wrestling, and they were making their like top 5 list of like greatest wrestlers in their opinion. And I was just like, from an outsider's perspective, I'm like, how is a wrestler? Isn't it just acting?
Yeah.
Like,
exactly.
It's just them like putting on an act. I don't understand how one could be better than another one.
Do you have a favorite actor? Or like any performance? it's just performance. It's just art. It's just like.
But it's like I don't know. I'm struggling to understand like how many different roles you could possibly play in a wrestling match. So is it all just like intro? Is it like the moves that you do? Is it like just the legacy, the appearance? I'm not sure.
I'm glad you asked. It's very interesting. What people who don't watch wrestling think of wrestling is perfectly logical, and I understand it. And it's hard to explain because it's like a weird medium of like they're not really doing the thing that they say they're doing, but they are really doing the thing except for the physical contact part. Like, if you get choke slammed off of something, you're not actually being choked and you're not actually being thrown through a table. You are falling quite a distance with an adult man grabbing onto you. You know what I mean? Like you're doing the physical part. It's just planned. You know what I mean? Spoiler alert. I don't know if you knew that.
They're like, are they making it look like they're hitting them, but they also like are?
Yeah. So like a good example is like a suplex. Like, you know what a suplex is, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so a suplex is if I wanted to just suplex you against your will,
you could do it, but go on.
Well, no. Well, probably not. The thing is, I would have to have enough strength to like lift you up off the ground while you're like wriggling around and like kicking out of it. But if you notice in wrestling, when people do suplexes, the first guy, like the guy who's going to lift the other guy up, like puts his head under his arm and then like kind of grabs him by like the trunks and kind of like and they go up and the other guy's legs stay straight. Like, you wouldn't do that if you didn't want it to happen to you.
Yeah.
And like it doesn't occur to me until like probably the 50th or 1,000th time I've seen it where I'm like, oh, that guy knows he's about to get suplexed. and this is when I was like 10. I was like, you know,
Yeah.
it occurs to you, or you're like, why isn't he like kicking or moving around?
It's like I've always noticed like combos is such a funny word, but like if one of them does like a combo of like one move into another, like in between, the person that's getting hit just kind of like lets it happen.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
they just gotta stand up for them and like get into position and shit.
And then usually they're not actually being hit very hard.
Mm-hmm.
Wrestling rings are like they have more of a trampoline quality than they look like they do. Um, so when you get thrown onto them, you don't just shatter, kind of spring back up a little bit. They're not a full on trampoline, but they're canvas pulled taut, so you can kind of bounce on it a little bit.
Huh.
It has less resistance than if it was literally just like a concrete floor.
Well,
Because
they
there's
make
no,
noises like it hurts, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
that's the acting part. It's like if you get suplexed in wrestling, you have to make it look like A, you didn't want it to happen, B, the other person is doing all the work, even though you're like part of the equation. C, you have to make it look like it fucking hurts. And almost none of that is like natural, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
you're 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 acting while you're doing gymnastics slash like play wrestling or something. It's a weird skill set, but I just think of it as like, I don't know, acting plus being a stuntman. Like it's just
Yeah.
both. And then that's just like, you're getting hit with a suplex. Like, the other guy has to, lift you up over his head. That's not easy. It's tough anyway. And
Mm-hmm.
then there's all the wrestling things that go on before a match and after and even during, which is just the storyline building. Because that's what it is. Like the reason Undertaker's cool to you is because he's got like cool grave powers and he's like this undead giant monster. He's just a guy in a cowboy hat. He's not
Right. Mm-hmm.
he's not that scary until you like kind of dig into the mythos of it.
Who's
Um,
this gentleman named Talk Show Lemon?
I Tachi Frazier Talk Thursday with superstar Tony
Dude, we
the
gotta
Mock.
talk about that name, Lemon.
Yeah,
I don't even
you've
know how
had,
to say that.
is that a kind of dinosaur? The only word I
It's a
understood is
podcast about dinosaurs?
I got Tony. Oh, it's just like a weird talk show bot.
Yeah, it must
Oh,
be.
hold on, I'll ban him. I got enough
Alright.
anyway.
Thank you.
But anyways, the reason that wrestling is sick to me is fucking like it's a weird like acting plus doing physical stuff and storytelling all smashed together. It's hard to describe why it's great. And there's nothing like it is the other thing. Like there's
Mm-hmm.
no other sport where like the team that's going to lose knows ahead of time they're going to lose. Well,
Mm-hmm.
unless somebody's getting paid off.
Except
But
Melee.
that,
Scripted.
except ultimate if you're butt fucking. Ooh.
That's yeah, that's
Weird how
right.
that's weird how that's a real thing I said, even though it sounds like a joke. Thing. But anyways, if you've never watched wrestling, you should watch wrestling, and you should watch the golden era of wrestling that you remember people from because it's easier to get into, and just pay attention to like the intricacies of them working together to like put on this performance because that's what it is.
Is this like one of those things like where
Probably.
you just have to turn your brain off to enjoy? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a huge part of it.
Like when you're watching it, are you like is it sort of a balance of appreciating all the things that you're saying, like the acting and like the um being able to make it look realistic and like the persona of everyone, and are you appreciating that when you're watching, or are you really just kind of like taking it at face value and trying to enjoy it for its like absurdity?
I wish I had something to compare it to, but I don't. I appreciate it the same way that I appreciate um when like an actor we have to and shit like that, and you like kind of forget watching it.
Defuse the bomb.
Alert alert
Yeah,
Freefall guys also
yeah.
known
Like,
as
they're
Joey
not
was
really
recently
doing
seen
that.
pushing
But if their
handicapped
storytelling
children
is
out of
good
their
enough, you're like,
wheelchairs and spitting on
Alright,
them while
hold on.
telling them to man the fuck up and learn how to
So-
walk again.
Fuck.
When questioned
I
about
have to
his
figure out how
behavior,
to
he said
turn
these
off
stupid
TTS
non-walking
for
bums
this.
could
I
relearn
didn't
how
think
to
of that.
walk if they weren't mentally
Moon
lazy
just
put in a
clowns whose
fucking
brains are so
paragraph.
bad they
Yeah, you don't
can't
have to
even
turn it off, that's
control
fine.
their feet. He is a very sick man.
ooh, Hidden Hockey's
Not
still here.
good.
What's up, Moon? It's a stage play, he says.
Yeah, I got chat open. I was reading your paragraph.
Moon's on this new trend where he like accuses me of funny things.
Yeah, that's not new.
That's not new, actually. You're right.
That's not
It's
new.
been about a year in the works.
It's just a lot of him coming into chat and then just being like, "Nice thing you're doing, idiot," and then he just goes about his day.
Some real Griffin energy.
Yeah, Griffin can leave, but there will always be a little Griffin left behind in the form of Moon. Yeah, I don't know. It's like watching a dumb action movie that you like. It's like watching a Batman movie. Like, that guy's not really Batman. Batman's not even real, but just take that out of it. That guy's not really Batman. That guy's not really the Joker.
Mm-hmm.
The fight scenes in action movies are literally like 10%. The other 90 is storytelling anyway, so it's not that bad of an analogy. It's just,
Right.
the only reason you care who Batman is and the Joker is because there's this story. And it's the same thing if, like, you know who The Rock is, so let's just use him. If The Rock is going to fight someone, you want Rock to win. You're like, let's go, Rock. And you forget that, like, somebody wrote whether he wins or loses before he even comes out. But you still want Rock to win. You're like, let's go, Rock. And then he's about to get a pin. Joey, he's about to get a pin. He's got him down on, it's like his back. It's like 1, 2, and then another guy comes out of the crowd and, like, hits him with a chair.
Out of the crowd? Oh, shit.
Yeah, it's another. He came out of the back and he hits him with a chair. And they're like, fuck that guy. Rock was going to win. Shit like
Yo,
that.
has there ever been, like, just completely out of the blue, like, some, like, overweight 40-year-old that comes out of the stands and, like, starts wrestling? Really?
I don't know about, like, a guy who's either, but they'll plant, like, people in the crowd and have them come over the wall. Santino Morella's whole gimmick was he was supposed to be a guy in the crowd in Italy when they went to Italy, but he's a trained wrestler in Italy. They just put him in street clothes and pretended he was a stranger.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, we've talked about wrestling a lot. All I'm saying is it's great, even though it's dumb.
I mean, I'm super, even though I don't consider myself a fan, like, I am super nostalgic for that one, like, night where we all just sat around and watched it for hours and hours, just because they were all super into it, and it was, like, super infectious, you know? But Moon's saying WWE is terrible now, which I believe. I think most things are not as good anymore.
So I didn't say WWE. I always use the word wrestling. I try really hard not to be specific to any company, mostly because I don't want anybody to have a brand loyalty and then get turned off when I don't like their company. If you like wrestling, you'll just like whatever company is, like, pushing the right buttons for you. The thing that's great about WWE is the same thing that's great about Disney is, like, if you're a little kid, it's on, like, basic cable. Like, you're gonna see WWE. And then as you get older, you can go to AEW, NXT, and I mean, AEW hopefully will become like the future of the brand, but WWE is like Disney, dude. It's just like this gigantic thing that you have access to, even if you're in, like, a trailer in Arkansas or Canada or Italy or France, you can see WWE, and then that gets you into it, and then from there you can. It's like playing Ultimate. Just, you know, if you play Ultimate because it's, like, the biggest thing in the world, and that gets you into Melee, it's like, yeah, it's great.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Are there any differences between AEW and WWE? Is it all, like, the same kind of thing?
No. It's like the difference between well, it's hard to describe because it's such a unique. It's a different roster of wrestlers on each company. Personally, they're all contracted. Secondly, they have different ownership. They have different sponsors. They have different money, like where the money comes from. They have, like, different ways that they're presenting. Like, they have different platforms if they're on cable or if they're on pay-per-view or the internet or whatever. But the most important thing is just, like, what their production is like. because Moon said writers, and writing is a big part of it, but probably the biggest part of it, honestly. But I think the biggest thing is just like, if you have great writers, but you treat your wrestlers like shit, they'll just go work for somebody else. And if you have like great writers or great wrestlers, but there's nobody to write for them, it's like they're never going to get to shine. So you kind of need to have a balance of like a place to distribute your program so people can actually see it, good talent, good writers. You would like to play to good venues because they go do live stuff a lot of the time. It's a lot of moving parts. It's kind of like a big tour that happens.
So
to
they
be
all
recorded.
have to like travel around together.
Yep, they travel around. It's like a circus. They travel around and they're in, it's like a rock show, sort of. They're in Cleveland and it's a 3-hour show at the Expo Center in Cleveland, whatever that's called.
Mm-hmm.
Just like, there's like, it's like a 3-act as well. There's some younger or newer wrestlers at the beginning, and then there's more like gimmicky matches like tag teams and tables, ladders, and chair shits in the middle, and then there's your headliners at the end. And hopefully everybody has a great time and forgets about life for a while and gets to watch people fucking beat the shit out of each other in a way that they never would if they were actually trying to fight each other.
Mm-hmm.
No one would actually get on a ladder and then hit you with your elbow. Like, if they wanted to hurt you, they would just snap your neck. Like, they wouldn't do anything theatrical.
I think in a real fight, getting on a ladder is probably one of the worst things you could do.
Yeah, it goes against all good sense to
yeah.
get a fucking ladder 15 feet in the air where you could just kick the bottom out from under it. That guy's done. Yeah, we've talked about wrestling more than I thought we were going to, but if if you're curious, you should check it out. AEW is just starting. Mm-hmm. They've been around a little bit now. They're a whole new company, and they get rave reviews. Their writers are good. The wrestlers are good. They don't have the Disney stigma that WWE has. Even Moon name-checked AEW. He was like, WWE sucks. AEW forever. Rah, rah. So,
rah, rah, rah.
Yeah, they're great.
I don't know. It's always seemed like something that just is outside of my interest, but I don't know. Like, could be sick.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And it's like a YouTubeable thing. You can watch a bunch of, like, type in WWE and then a vaguely remember that they did, and you'll be like, oh, and then you'll maybe be hooked. And unfortunately, there's nothing else like wrestling. So if you like it, congratulations, you're addicted to the weirdest sport, if you can even call it that, the weirdest storytelling medium in the world. And it's bizarre. It's so weird to like a thing there's no comparison to.
It brought Macho Madness into the world, so I'm a fan.
Dude, Macho Man's a great example of somebody who he didn't even have to wrestle very well. He was just such a great, like, you just want that guy to win. Like, he's just this funny, even when he's being a bad guy, this like scary looking he's got that voice, that fucking weird beat up voice. He's just a great character. It's just, and even if he sucked at wrestling, he would have still been a superstar. That's how great Macho Man was.
He should have acting roles after that.
He was Bonesaw in Spider-Man.
Oh, he was?
Yeah, Bonesaw is ready. That's Macho Man. He probably did other stuff too, but do you have a favorite wrestler off the top of your head from interactions you've had?
Might be, like, I don't know hardly anything, but
okay,
Randy's probably up there. I just love his interviews, man. They're so funny. The cream of the crop is like my favorite one.
The fucking cream of the crop, dude.
Yeah.
Hornswoggle, that dude's from Oshkosh. I've met him.
You've met this guy? Who's Hornswoggle?
Yeah. Hornswoggle was a oh, this is hard to describe. All right. Keep in mind that wrestling is ridiculous, okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Finley was a wrestler in the early 2000s, mid 2000s, 2001 to 2009-ish, somewhere in there. And Finley was an Irish guy. It was like, he's Finley, and fucking he'd have a shillelagh, and it's like G.I. Joe characters or the guys in the Village People. They're all just like a stereotype. Like, that's their deal. Finley was an Irish stereotype, and fucking eventually you have an Irish stereotype long enough they gave him a leprechaun. And so he'd be fighting a guy, and then this little leprechaun would run out from under the stage and hit a guy with like a shillelagh when the ref was. And then that guy would fall down, and then the ref would turn around and Finley would pin that guy, and you go, boo, Finley did boo, because he's a bad guy. Boo,
Yeah.
Finley cheated. And then, fucking 1, 2, 3, Finley wins. Woo! And then the fucking leprechaun would dance and shit. The leprechaun's name was Hornswoggle. And he was played by a little person who's from Oshkosh.
That is hard to explain. Good job. Very well done.
Thank you. You saw it in your head, right? It was like a little, a little guy, and then the ref's not looking because he's not supposed to. And then
he's from Oshkosh.
Yeah, he's not Irish at all. He's not even a leprechaun. He's just a little man from Oshkosh. It's great. Let's talk about anything but Eugene. Eugene. Are you talking about Eugene?
Eugene Krabs.
Yeah, it was. I wish it was Eugene Krabs. It was just literally, you know how I just said everyone has a gimmick? Eugene's gimmick was like special in the head.
That's not cool.
No,
what year
not.
was this?
Fucking like 2002, when apparently no one thought that was awful, but it is, and he's not even in video games anymore because they're like, we can't even, we have to sweep that under the rug because that was a terrible gimmick. Let's talk about anything but wrestling. I feel like we've lost everyone but Moon.
So you watched I know the last time we did an episode we were talking about animated movies from like the late 90s. We talked about Bug's Life for like a good hour. And I know you saw Space Jam in theaters a while back.
And you've never seen Space Jam.
And I've never seen Space Jam.
Yeah. We're different people, you and I.
Very different, yeah. So Space Jam came out in 96, right? And that's the year I was born. So I never really had the opportunity to see it, let alone in theaters. But
what up, Zink?
What's up, Zink?
Yeah, Joey's never seen Space Jam. I am am I 5 years older than you?
Yeah.
I'm 28. I'm 28, yeah. So I was probably 5 or 6 when I saw Space Jam. I didn't see it in theaters. I got it on VHS. So, but we got it on VHS, and I was a little kid, and when you're a little kid, you got lots of free time. You're not doing anything, and I would just watch my VHS of Space Jam all the time.
Was Space Jam the movie? I feel like every kid had that movie that they would just put on repeat. Yeah. Mine was Robin Hood, the Disney one.
Oh, with the little fox chest fur.
Yeah.
I've always said, like, I'm not a furry, but from the male like fox version of Robin Hood, I'm like, I get where the appeal is. Like, yeah, he's a hot archer fox, man.
He's a handsome guy.
Maid Marian. Ooh. But Space Jam, weirdly enough, Lola Bunny was my one of my first pretty girl characters in a piece of fiction that I was like, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. And other than Amy Jo Johnson from Power Rangers, who was not a bunny at all, Lola was just like a fucking athletic bunny woman in booty shorts that was making out with Bugs Bunny, and I was like, I approve.
They knew what they were doing, man.
Meanwhile, you're watching Robin Hood, the Fox Robin Hood, and I get that too. Oh, so shocked I didn't turn out a furry. Now that I say that out loud.
Space Jam was on repeat in Chicago because of Jordan. I could totally see that. Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, that was one of the movies. I had more than one. Like Bug's Life, I told you about. I used to watch that movie all the time. Mm-hmm. I've seen it 50 times. I've seen Jingle All the Way 100 times.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah. I'm not proud of it, but it's true. But yeah, Space Jam. The movie I've seen the most, by the way, as a child.
Yeah.
If somehow, like, if it's not Space Jam, it's definitely it's definitely the Rugrats movie.
Like the Reptar one?
The Reptar one. If it's not, if somehow Space Jam isn't my number one movie, it's definitely Rugrats. Yeah, dude, Moon just made a reference to Jingle All the Way. That's crazy.
Is that a sitcom or like what is not a sitcom but like a live action movie?
Jingle All the Way?
Yeah.
It's a Arnold Schwarzenegger Christmas movie with the kid who plays Anakin Skywalker in his only other movie role. He only played Anakin, and the kid in Jingle retired because he was getting bullied for being a shitty Anakin. So the only movies he's done are like Star Wars Episode 1, famous for Feed, and Darth Maul 3. He's done Star Wars Episode 1, and he did a movie called Jingle All the Way where he played Arnold Schwarzenegger's American son, even though Arnold is a very thick accent. It's set in Minnesota where he would never live. And he's just a dad looking for a toy his kid wants for Christmas. End of movie.
Wait, is that kid the one who does the pod racing?
Yeah, same kid.
Okay.
Those are his two claims to fame. One,
I feel like I have an emotional connection to him now.
Yeah.
Now that I know that.
Oh, let me. Is there a Jingle All the Way video game? Hold on. I hope not, but just in case.
There's no fucking way.
There we go. Jingle All the Way game. There's a drinking game. That's not the same thing.
Yeah, that's very different.
No, there isn't a. No, there isn't a video
Too
game.
bad.
What are your favorite movies? So
when I was a kid,
yeah, from that like you only watch the ones that you had on VHS or something.
Yeah, that when I was like super young, that was probably my prime like movie watching era. I'm not too much into them anymore, but like Robin Hood was a big one. Monsters Inc. was a big one. Finding Nemo I've seen a lot of times. What else?
Me too.
Yeah. Oh man.
Shrek,
yeah. I've seen Shrek plenty of times. That is true.
I've seen Shrek a lot as well.
Yeah.
It's like
that's a good movie, man.
Yeah.
It's actually a good movie.
I think our memory of it is colored. Like I think it's
No, I've seen it recently. It's not bad.
No. I mean, like, I think we saw it at the right age for it to be great.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know if I would have the same affection for it if it came out now.
It's probably hard to watch, like, unironically. If you didn't grow up with it, you know? Like, if you don't have the context that it came out in, and you're just watching it now after being on the internet, it's probably not very good. You know, what's up, Rev?
What's up, Rev?
Jessica Rabbit?
Yeah,
who's Jessica Rabbit?
From Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Stu just talking about another humanoid animal woman.
I think I know who that is.
Who could be the.
She wears like a ton of makeup, right?
Yeah, she does. Oh yeah, Lola Bunny, Olin Stooge, Lola Bunny, and
yeah,
Joey, you don't have one.
Discord keeps like cutting out randomly. Sorry about that, guys. You said Lola Bunny is what?
Lola Bunny is my Jessica Rabbit.
Okay.
Jessica Rabbit is no part animal. Is she just a person? Hold on. Oh, you just think she's a hot girl. Oh, okay. I should tell you, I've never seen Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Just so you know. I saw the name. I just assumed. I know what Roger Rabbit looks like. An idiot, but that's about it.
An idiot.
She's human. I just Googled it. I had to be sure. Which, not that it helps.
Why is Jessica Rabbit a human? That makes no sense.
Well, she's married to Roger Rabbit.
That makes less sense.
No, that's
that
why
raises
her last
more
name...
questions.
No, her last name
I got that.
Okay, all right.
I get the marrying into the family part. It's just the marrying part in general that I'm struggling to. We're
gonna have to watch Who Framed Roger Rabbit and see. We gotta answer some questions. Did you ever see the movie? Oh, I lost it. Hold
on. Animated movie.
Well, hold on.
No.
I'll come back to it. Fruit fly. Not the movie Fruit Fly. I just killed a fruit fly.
Fruit fly.
Yeah. You ever see the movie?
Real fruit flies.
Real fruit flies. Oh, that show is fucked up.
Yeah. I wasn't a fan.
You ever see the movie Hook with Robin Williams?
Oh my god. I know we have the VHS tape at home and I always like saw it as a kid in the collection, but I never actually watched it.
Oh, Hook is so good. Okay.
Yeah. Dude, there's so many movies that I would say I haven't seen, and you would like be so disappointed in me. At least chat would.
Well, mostly Space Jam. That's the one that I'm like.
Space Jam's one of them. Yeah. That's
the one that I'm like. You should see it, but I don't know if it's good. I just know that I like it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Hook is just good. Like Hook has no gimmick where you have to know who Bogues is, or anyone else from that movie. Patrick Ewing, Charles Barkley. You don't need to know anything about Hook. It's just great. Mm-hmm. But if you give a shit about, I don't know, late 90s comedy, Space Jam is pretty terrible and awesome at the same time. Newman's in it from Seinfeld.
Really? Oh my
God. Wayne Knight's in it. He plays a guy called Stan Podolak or something.
Wasn't he in Ghostbusters too? He was like the weird guy in the apartment that kept hitting on the girl.
Oh,
and he would like come and check up on her, and then when she actually gets like abducted or whatever by Zool, he like comes in and she's not there anymore.
I think that's him. I'm not sure.
There's a movie I've seen. I've seen Ghostbusters.
Yeah. Who are you gonna call?
The special effects of that movie are just a sight to behold. They're not good.
That's from the 80s. We cut him some slack.
Stan Podolak, what a name.
Yeah. That's Newman's character. Or the guy who plays Newman's character. It's not Newman the guy. It's not the actor. Yeah. Hold on, let me check my topics real quick. Joey. What's your favorite Christmas song?
Oh man. Is it cheating if I just say Mariah Carey?
No, that's a great one.
It's a good song. Dude, she has to be making so much money off that song. Holy shit. She wrote that in like 94 or whatever, and it's still getting played.
Yeah. That might be her like most well-known song amongst non-Mariah Carey fans.
Yeah, I think so. I'm trying to think of like more traditional ones that I like. I think Jingle Bell Rock's pretty good if you're in the right mood.
It has a line I always think is fun. Giddy Up Jingle Horse, which is just
Giddy Up Jingle Horse.
Yeah, which always takes me out of it. Whenever I hear that lyric, it's like, the fuck is a jingle horse?
Dude, Jingle Horse is a sick tag.
Noted. You're correct. No further questions.
Jingle Horse.
You know the Grinch song? The fucking You're a Mean One. That one?
You're an asshole.
Yeah.
Mr. Grinch. Yeah.
You look like Boss Nass from Star Wars Episode 1. I love the well, I don't mind the Jim Carrey one, but I love the animated. But I don't mind the Jim Carrey one. I think it's great.
You haven't seen the new Grinch, have you? Dude, do you know Boogie by Brockhampton is in that movie?
What?
Yeah. Yeah, they play that song in that movie. I'm not even kidding.
Wait, did you saw the new Grinch?
No, I just read about this online and I watched the clip.
Okay.
Like, they don't play any of, like, the explicit, like, or, what's the word? They don't play any of the bad words.
Sure.
But they play, like, a good amount of that song.
Dude.
I think it's because I looked up the song and then everyone was like, yo, I remember this from the Grinch. And I'm like, excuse me?
Oh, no. Well, I mean, in a way, it's if it gets more people to hear that song, awesome.
Yeah.
That song is great.
That's such a good song.
Tyler the Creator did a new Grinch theme, which is it's all right. It's pretty good. But it's no Boogie by Brockhampton. That's for sure. That's so funny. Oh man, there's got to be some kind of a Excel sheet sort of solved formula, or at least like a ranking system for like the best song in an otherwise not exciting movie. Like like your all star in Shrek sort of
Yeah,
breakout song
yeah.
that isn't really the score, that's just in the movie.
I have a few examples of like really good songs and like why the fuck is this in this movie?
Please, the floor is yours, please.
Yeah. I know Dreams by Van Halen off their 86 album with Sammy Hagar. That's in the Power Rangers movie.
Oh shit!
Yeah. It's like the most 80s thing I've ever seen.
That's awesome.
It's sick. Yeah, and All My Best Friends Are Metalheads by Less Than Jake is in Digimon the movie. And it's just so out of place. It's
Dude,
so random.
I didn't know that. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Digimon has some bangers hidden in. That's great.
Really? They have more?
They have that kind of a soundtrack where it's just pop songs stuck into it.
Really?
So there are other songs that are like real songs that are just Digimon franchise. Yeah, sorry, do you have another one?
I have two more actually. There's
God.
At the very last Seinfeld episode, they have like this long like flashback of past episodes, and they play "Good Riddance, Time of Your Life" by Green Day.
In Seinfeld?
In Seinfeld, yeah. That's like their parting like little video montage for the series, and it's so weird. It's like, why would that ever be in a Seinfeld episode?
It's it's crazy. Even though it makes perfect sense, I have a hard time accepting that Green Day and Seinfeld were popular at the same time. Like, my brain doesn't like that. That's funny.
Yeah. Well, at Seinfeld's start, it definitely wasn't. Like, 91 or whatever it was. God, that show's old. But
yeah, it was like 91 to 98, 97? I forget.
Yeah, something like that.
That
song was probably brand new. And they just decided to use it. Oh, I remember I remember Everlong was in an episode of Friends too. It's like, why? What are we doing?
That song is a fucking banger, dude.
Yeah.
Everlong is the last song ever played on Late Night with David as well.
Really?
The Foo Fighters played Everlong on the last ever episode of Late Night with David. So
that was like in the 2000s, though, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it was
still
recently.
There's still a band. It's still a banger.
So. I just thought, like, when you said like last episode, I thought you just meant like, because you know how they always have just some random band at the end of each episode. Like, I just thought it would be another case of that.
No, it was. I think Dave Letterman must have liked that song, but yeah, it's just weird that whenever any show ends, the ending has this weird significance, right? Of like, you remember the last part of it. Mm-hmm. So the last episode of David Letterman is Foo Fighters. I couldn't tell you who was on the second to last episode. I have no idea. But Everlong was the last song.
Yeah. The only other one I can think of is pretty fucking silly. Do you know the band Simple Plan?
I do know the band Simple Plan, of course.
They play a song called "Don't Want to Think About You." Fucking banger. They play it at the credits screen of Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed, which is a live-action Scooby-Doo movie from 2004.
Oh, I'm familiar.
Yeah,
I'm familiar. Scooby-Doo Monsters Unleashed, where Sarah Michelle Gellar and Freddie Prinze play Fred and Daphne, and then they got married for realsies, and like little baby me like, aw, Fred and Daphne, but for real. Also, Velma was the best part of that movie. Oh my god,
she's kind of a smoke in that movie.
Yeah, dude, and she showed up in the Avengers franchise. She's Hawkeye's lady. She's like Hawkeye's wife.
Oh yeah,
that's Velma. And you're like, Velma's a
Velma.
Oh, meow. Jinkies. I was like, fucking Jinkies, dude.
Fucking Jinkies.
Oh, man. I was trying to think of, the movies where they kind of shoe in like a pop song or whatever, and it just kind of elevates it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm having a little bit of difficulty, but I bet if we look up the soundtrack to like, well, I'll tell you one here. Here's one that is animated, but the major thing about Space Jam, like one of the major bullet points about loving Space Jam is the soundtrack because it's like 90s radio R&B, like slow R. Kelly
Is there like
R&B.
Kiss from a Rose or something?
That's the genre, but you're
Okay.
a little too artsy. It was more like I Believe I Can Fly was like the being taken away from Space Jam.
Yeah.
There's also the Space Jam's theme, which I'm sure you've heard. The Come On
Mhm. Oh yeah.
that song. That's the theme song to Space Jam. But then the actual score of it is a lot of like 90s R&B. So it's like I don't want to get it wrong, but it's in the vein of R. Kelly, Nelly. I'm not sure if these people are actually on the soundtrack, but just think of this genre, like sort of your Destiny's Child sort of situation. Kind of slower radio play love songs that are R&B, but also work in a movie where it's like Bugs
Yeah.
Bunny is talking to NBA players. So it's like I don't know how to describe it, but it's this like what else would you do? I guess they're just like, I don't know, play R. Kelly. He's popular
Just
with the
played
kids.
Everlong.
Hold on, let me look up the Space Jam soundtrack. I just want to name check other artists. That's all.
I have not seen Down Periscope Rev. I don't know what that is.
Can I spoil it for you?
Go ahead.
Oh, a sequel titled Space Jam 2 is starring LeBron James is scheduled for release July 2021.
I swear they've been saying that for like 10 years, and it hasn't happened, so I would take that with a grain of salt.
All right. I was really just looking up the soundtrack anyway. Okay. 2021 is a while away. I don't even need to get excited. Where's my soundtrack? There it is. Space Jam. It gets its own Wikipedia page. Oh yeah, Fly Like an Eagle by Steve Miller.
Really?
Yeah, Fly Like an Eagle.
Because
it pairs with I Believe I Can Fly by R. Kelly. It's like the 1-2 punch.
Mm-hmm.
But Fly Like an Eagle, it's not the Steve Miller version. It's Seal singing Fly Like an Eagle. Then it's a Coolio song, another Coolio song featuring Busta Rhymes and Method Man. D'Angelo song, a Monica song, Salt and Peppa. Barry White, Basketball Jones. That's a great song.
Basketball Jones.
Yeah. They call me Basketball Jones. Oh, yeah. Shit like that. I Turn to You by All for One. I don't know the song off the top of my head. Great. They're like a boy band type thing.
Mm-hmm.
There's a Jay-Z song in here. Spin Doctors, and then a song called Buggin', which is Bugs Bunny rapping, and we don't need to talk about that. But that's the credit song. But everybody I just named was just huge in the 90s, and that's why they're in the soundtrack, so it's great. It's awesome. Down Periscope is an animated movie where a bunch
oh god. Where a bunch of what?
Rabbits, bunnies, adorable creatures get eaten and killed and bloodily torn apart. It's a fucked up movie, and it's for kids.
Sick.
Yeah, it would be like if you watched, it would be like if you thought you were gonna watch Gump, and you're like, Forrest Gump, that lovable Tom Hanks movie, and then instead you watch The Green Mile, and you're like, that took a turn. They're in fucking prison, and that guy got electrocuted because it looks like it. Oh, not that Down Periscope. Oh, I was thinking of Watership Down. What is Down Periscope? Yeah, it's down in the title. It has down in the title.
Tainted my first impression.
No. What
irreparably.
Is this? Sorry, not Down. No. Watership Down is the bunny movie. Don't watch Watership Down.
Okay, I can gather that.
I've never seen Down Periscope. They both have down in the title. You got to give me a little bit of credit. That's not that bad.
Every time you have a movie title with the word down, your brain defaults to the movie where a bunch of animals get murdered.
Well, I will say, Watership Down is fucking horrifying, and like it looks like a Chippendale Rescue Rangers type thing, but then everyone gets eaten and dies, and it's bloody, and you see like vultures picking at corpses, shit like that. But it's animated.
I hate vultures.
They're birds, your least favorite.
They're birds and also maniacs.
Maniacs?
Yeah, they eat dead people.
Well, that's
like
bad.
every predator, but still, they're known for it.
What is your favorite animal?
My favorite animal? As a kid, it was always zebra. But now it's probably cat.
What happened to zebra? What did they do wrong? Were they lost?
I mean, I got a cat, and that kind of changed the tier list a little bit.
You have a cat?
Yeah. Not here. Not in the apartment.
Where's your cat?
Appleton, at my parents' house.
Have I met I've been to your parents' house.
Yeah, you met my cat.
What's your cat's name?
Blackie. I didn't name him that.
That's a bad name. That's a bad name.
My parents didn't name him that. That was my great aunt. But I never call him Blackie. Was
your great aunt racist?
I don't know.
Ooh.
No, she wasn't. Actually, the story of it, I actually know why. Because her husband's last name was Blackwood, and his nickname was Blackie.
Okay.
So that's why they named the cat that.
Well,
but
that would be...
Without knowing that story, it does sound very racist.
That would be like if my wife named our cat Quigs. Which wouldn't make any sense. It's like, why are there two of me in the house, right? You know what I mean? That's kind of odd.
Yeah.
Like,
no, I think this cat came well after human Blackie passed away.
I love that you call him human. I love that you call him human.
Still a little weird.
It's like human.
It's like if you died and then I named my cat Quigs. Like, that's not any better. That's still weird.
They'll just be reminded of him all the time.
Yeah.
I love the idea that you called your great uncle human. And then
human Blackie.
And the cat's name, yeah. That's so funny. Also, I just thought of Human Shrek, by the way.
Oh no.
Just looks like a
Human
Hugo
Shrek.
Gonzalez. I love that Human Shrek
looks
so
like
funny.
who?
Hugs 86. They look the same.
Yeah, they do. I was actually going to ask you if there are any real people that look like Human Shrek. It's Hugo Gonzalez.
Hugo Gonzalez. If he shaved. Because usually Hugo doesn't have he has a beard. But I bet if he shaved, he would look an awful lot like Human Shrek.
You could do a Human Shrek cosplay. Just by shaving in the morning.
That's it. He's always doing a Human Shrek cosplay.
Isn't Human Shrek a ginger, though?
Oh, I don't know.
I thought he was.
Maybe Ginger is Human Shrek.
Ginger?
If he got thick. I have a question for you. It's another, what is your favorite?
Oh, okay.
What is your favorite candy bar? And if it's close, you can name a couple.
Okay. I've actually thought about this a lot. And I think I have to give it to Snickers. Yeah. Snickers is so good.
I heard the sound. My favorite candy bar is Twix, and I was like, oh my god, we're gonna high five. But Snickers is understandable.
Twix is definitely still S tier. If I had to tier them, a couple would be on the same tier. But I don't like naming a bunch of... When someone asks me what my favorite of something is, I never want to be the guy that names 4 things, if that makes sense. You gotta pick one. It's supposed to be a hard question.
Who's your favorite member of Rush?
Getty. I love Getty. What? You're gonna judge me for that?
You just picked the singer and the bass player. That's cheating.
Well, yeah. It's not cheating.
And the keyboard player. You just picked 3/5 of the band.
There's no wrong answer.
Well, there's a right answer, and it's Neil.
Getty's sick.
No, it's Neil. Neil writes all the words. And he goes,
no. I know he does. Maybe it's because I'm not a drummer.
And then he goes, ding, 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 ding.
Yeah.
You know that solo? Oh my god, great.
I think what helps Getty is he's the reason I started playing bass, and he just made me realize how good he is at it. Just like, you try it, and then you watch him, and it's like, well, fuck. This man is a legend. And he's singing while he does it.
Oh, man.
I love Geddy Lee.
It's not like any of them are bad at their instrument. So
Yeah.
that applies to Neo as well. I agree, though. I think there's no wrong answer. I was trying to make a hard question. I thought you were going to pick a favorite if I threw that at you. Just like, shit, they're all good.
But, yeah, dude, I love Snickers. But I have two sort of unconventional picks that I would probably put in S tier as well.
I'm listening.
First off, I really like 100 Grand. I don't know if that's a hot take.
The Marth player?
The Marth player's sick, but I'm talking about the candy with the little, like, what are they? Are they nuts? In 100 Grand? Or is it like rice or something? I don't know.
This is your favorite candy bar and you're not entirely sure?
I don't know what it is. No. It's just crunchy and delicious. It has caramel in it. Do you say caramel or caramel?
I say caramel. But I say caramel if the person I'm talking to caramel because I don't come up in conversation.
Yeah.
I'll blend in. I just copy what the other person says.
I've always said caramel.
I just, you know what? It's funny. It'd be funny if you're, it'd be funny if like your Tinder profile is like the it says like your bio just is like this. Hold on. Which doesn't work because you're reading it. So.
Tinder bio.
Yeah. And it's like, oh, good. A like-minded caramel pronouncer. And then I fucking come out there with caramel. And they're like, oh, I got tricked. They're nothing like their profile. You say caramel. What was your other one? You said 100 Grand, which we're not entirely sure what's in it. But
yeah, I don't know what it is. I might have to Google that later. But
what if the thing that's in it is actually gross? Just like
it's made out of blended cockroaches. It's like, I don't like it. They're like, about 100,000.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. 100,000 of it. Something.
I just never stopped to wonder why it's called that. Yeah, and I'm like, oh god.
You also never looked at the ingredients. You're just like, it's great.
you turn it over and in the biggest font possible. It's like 100,000 cockroaches.
Yeah. To answer your question, 100,000 cockroaches. It's not nuts. That's the fucking slogan. There's no nuts in this.
Keep guessing. All right, other candy bar is Take 5. I think Take 5 is sick.
You're just a numbers man.
Yeah, I like numbers in my candy bar. Except for Three Musketeers. That shit is garbage.
Toothpaste.
Yeah.
It looks and tastes like chocolate.
It's chocolate toothpaste. Exactly.
Which would be a fucking sick episode title, I will say.
Chocolate toothpaste?
I don't know. It's just two dumb words right next to each other.
I pronounce it caramel.
No. I don't want to do that one. That's too meta.
Dre Blade.
No.
I say Dre Blade.
No.
Chocolate toothpaste. 100,000 cockroaches.
Here, let's do. Here, you be the Three Musketeers guy who is going to pitch it to the company, and I'll be the president of Nestle or whatever. And you just try to say it in a way where that candy bar doesn't sound gross, because it's just a chocolate coating over goo. That I'm pretty. Is the chocolate goo inside? Real quick.
Yeah.
Is that like whipped cream?
Dude, that's what I was gonna say. It's like fluffy. It's not chocolate-like at all. It doesn't have that like crunch to it. It just kind of falls apart in your mouth, and it doesn't taste very good. And
it's more gray than brown in my mind's eye.
It's like Krabby on Mondays and SpongeBob when they make the Krabby Patties out of the synthetic gray stuff. That's what they put in Three Musketeers.
Fucking Three Musketeers factory, except for that's exactly the tube.
Yeah.
It's not changed to look like a burger later. It's gray goo.
It's just gray. What up, Kyle?
What up, Kyle? I got a brand new idea. I got a brand new idea for a candy bar. Wait, am I the guy or are you the guy?
Okay, I'll be the guy.
You're the Three Musketeers guy.
What can you say about Three Musketeers though?
I don't know.
So it's going to be this new
welcome,
candy bar.
Welcome to Nestle. Hold on, I'll introduce.
Okay.
Welcome to Hi, I'm Dr. Steve Nestle. I own the Nestle place. We're running out of ideas for ways to give chocolate to children. And you and your 2 associates who are wearing festive garb, you're the third musketeer. They tell me you have a great product.
All right, so we're gonna pitch to you our new candy bar. It's called Three Musketeers. Very original. It's named after us three.
And the book.
And the book. Movie. And the movie. And didn't it used to be called Four Musketeers? But whatever. That's beside
D'Artagnan.
Yeah.
All right, okay.
And, we were just sitting around having, a Snickers bar. And we thought, okay, what if we got rid of the caramel in this? We got rid of the nuts. Get that shit out of there. Unnecessary crunch. You don't want that.
We don't want the crunch or the flavor of the caramel.
Yeah. We were all in agreement that any texture whatsoever in our candy bar,
right.
Cross that off the list. Also, what else is in Twix? That's good. Like,
the cookie part.
The cookie part. Yeah. Disgusting. I don't want that. I don't want that in our candy bar. And
so if I'm understanding you right, when you bite into the candy bar, your name, just nothing between your teeth, and then they just touch in the center with no friction.
Right. We wanted to create a chocolate experience where you can taste it, but you can't feel it in your mouth. It's like we want like.
It's like biting a shadow. There's just nothing.
It's like you bite it, and then it's like it takes on a liquid form in your mouth rather than a solid. And we decided to run some testing here. We gave out some samples to people in the public, and
it's like we just cut to Cave Johnson at the Musketeers bar. It's like it's gonna taste like toothpaste, but that's what they want.
Yeah.
The boys in the lab
new chocolate toothpaste bar, Three Musketeers. And they ate it, and they seemed pretty repulsed. And we were like, well, shit, what could be wrong? I mean, this is just a delicious candy bar we've made here, got rid of all the bad stuff. I don't know what they could possibly hate about it. I guess the only way to fix it is to make it really, really long. And just painstakingly, hard to eat. And that's our new candy bar, and I hope Nestle picks this up and starts tainting vending machines across America.
To fucking pick up I have like a Doug Dimmadome experience where I'm holding it off the screen.
Yeah.
And no matter how many bites I take, that was not a great gesture at all. Shouldn't have done this on stream. But it just keeps going. There's there's just Doug Dimmadomes into the distance. Knocking over like knocking birds off of the power lines outside.
Yeah. Like breaking someone's window on their house down the street.
Interrupting air traffic. Goes up to space and just dinks one of those satellites.
Seriously, that's the only thing it has going for it, is that it's twice as long as a normal candy bar.
It just you know what it's like? It's kind of like a pencil eraser, like those big pink pencil erasers, where it's just one thing all the way through. And if you break one of those pencil erasers in half, it's a slightly different shade of pink inside the pencil eraser.
It's but that's medium rare.
Yeah, it's like a medium rare.
Yeah.
But it's exactly. The Three Musketeers bar is just a medium rare, lump of chocolate toothpaste.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate.
It's they have the Three Musketeers bites, which then completely they take away the only appeal it has, which is length.
Yeah, those are super short, aren't they?
Yeah,
it's the total opposite.
It's like eating a fucking Tide Pod. It's just like a nothing. It's like a chocolate goo nothingness.
Almost as painful.
And worse if you put it in the laundry. Pretty sure.
Yeah.
If you ever you have you have like a guy with like his bucket of Tide Pods next to his bucket of Three
Yeah.
Musketeers bites, and he just like gets it wrong.
He just puts a chocolate bar in his laundry.
Yeah. Puts a chocolate bar in the laundry, eats the Tide Pod, feels no different. Comes back an hour later. That's when he. Oh,
Yeah.
oops.
He's like, oh, I've poisoned myself.
Yeah, and I've chocolated my laundry. That's not a sentence anyone's ever said before.
Chocolated my laundry.
I appear to have
There's
chocolated
an
my
episode title.
They're all episode titles. I actually, I forget what was your second one? Oh, Take 5. What is in a Take 5?
Oh my god, it has like everything, dude. I think the Take 5 is like the 5 like things that they put in it, basically. So I know there's caramel, there's pretzel, there's I think toffee is in it, and then
Toffee or coffee?
toffee.
Is there coffee in it?
No, coffee's a liquid.
Well,
It could be flavored like coffee, I
it'd
suppose.
be like
but...
whipped Three Musketeers coffee.
Yeah, is that what they put in Three Musketeers?
Yeah, just goo.
It could be anything.
Could be. It's just a plasma of whatever it used to be.
Yeah, the two candy bars that we have no idea what are in them are 100 grand and Three Musketeers.
Well, no, Three Musketeers. It's chocolate. They say it's. I have to take their word for it. But
Yeah,
like
but
I
it's
say,
so toothpastey.
Yeah,
And it's like air in your mouth.
they do brag about that. It's like, oh, it's like
They brag about that?
yeah, like Three Musketeers. Like, I don't know if it's their actual catchphrase, but like one of their marketing things is like, it's like a light, fluffy candy bar. It's like, yeah, the light, fluffy part is you're just eating air, chocolate air. Great.
It's terrible. But dude, Twix is like, I honestly go back and forth on Snickers or Twix. Like they're both so good.
If they had joined forces and you could get a 2-pack of the Twix bars, where one is a Twix, like Twix-sized Twix bar, the Snickers bar the size of a Twix bar, I think that would be the optimal snack.
Mm-hmm. What is your opinion on Hershey bars?
They're good. I like the cookies and cream one the most myself. But a chocolate, the like just your standard issue chocolate bars, your Hershey's is probably the best.
People hate it.
Why?
I don't know. They say it tastes weird. I don't think it's that bad. It wouldn't be my go-to. Definitely not. But I never thought it tasted bad. Most people say it's bad, though.
Well, there are. I can see the argument for it because I can't really. It's not like it tastes great. It just tastes like chocolate, but it's like there's no extra gimmick there. So if you don't like chocolate, I can see it. I mean, I like most of the candy bars I like are something else. So like even cookies and cream, there's cookie and cream in there. It's two things.
Yes.
I like it when the name of the candy bar is the ingredients list of the candy bar, which makes no sense with Three Musketeers. Fucking horrifying, but
oh god, is that what it is? Oh no!
Oh no! It's just like whipped up Musketeer.
We put 100 grand real humans in there.
When I wore a younger lyrics from Piano Man by Billy Joel that don't make sense. When I wore a younger man's clothes, nope, still didn't work. I said it twice, uncomfortable both times. Billy Joel, what have you done?
Why did you do this to me?
Why did you do this?
You're ruining my podcast.
Well, our podcast.
Our podcast.
I really liked Crunch Bar.
Crunch Bar is sick. I think they're so good. I also don't know what's in that either.
Rice Krispie-ish stuff.
Okay. See, that's what I think 100 grand is. That's why I said rice. I didn't know if I was stupid for saying rice, but I think that's what it is.
Well, Crackle bars have the same thing. They have that like kind of
Crackle.
you know Crackle?
Yeah.
It's like candy bar. Okay, yeah. They have the same kind of crispy air pocket thing going on. Oh no! They had to make. Oh, There's just one like molecule of musketeer and everything
One
else,
like skin cell.
and the rest is air that he
Yeah.
breathed. Just like plucks an eyelash, puts it in.
Oh
sends it
no!
out.
Oh no!
If you go to the movie theater now, you can get Bunch of Crunch, which is just like M&M size
yeah.
chunks of Crunch bar. And every movie I've seen in like the last 10 years has been
Accompanied by Bunch of Crunch. Yeah.
Bunch of Crunch and Mountain Dew. So I will die at 40. That's what's gonna happen.
Have you ever heard of the candle?
I sure have.
You ever heard of? Yeah, it's a device that you use to light your way if you're in the 1700s.
Yeah, murder weapon and clue. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Wait, is it really? You can murder someone with a candle and clue?
Yeah. Well, I think it's like the candle holder part.
Oh, okay. I thought you were like setting motherfuckers on fire with a candle.
It's like a Banjo and Kazooie situation. Like the candlestick comes along for the ride, but it's not. It's the Kazooie.
Have you heard of the candy bottle caps?
No. The first thing I pictured was like a Harry Potter candy, so probably not.
They're soda flavored, like soda? They're kind of like Smarties almost, but a lot bigger. And you actually can like sort of chew on them without them dissolving immediately, like take like a Smarties.
Is Smarties? Hold on, is Smarties the like chalky kind of?
Yes.
Fruit?
They come in those little tiny tubes that you have to unravel, and then like you open it up.
Do
and
they come
all
in a
fall.
necklace sometimes?
Do they come in a necklace?
Like on a string, like you can do one of these?
Probably.
Okay.
I don't know if I've seen that. Maybe someone in chat can confirm.
Smarties.
Yeah, they were like these little tiny, like, I think they had 10 each in each pack, and you'd have to unravel them. And then as you were unraveling them, they would just all fall onto the floor.
That was a feature of the candy?
Yeah.
Nice.
They are pretty chalky. But bottle caps were actually good. And they actually like tasted like different types of soda. So you'd have like grape soda flavored ones. You'd have orange soda, like Coke. They were sick. I haven't had them in years though, because I got them as like a Christmas present or something. And then I finished the bag in like 2005, and now I've never had one since or seen any.
I thought you were saying I haven't had any since the FDA stepped in and prevented whatever was in them.
It's like, stop eating those. What are you doing?
Why were you eating those?
They were made by the Three Musketeers guy.
Yeah. They're what we do with like melted crayons. We just pour them in. You ever eaten a crayon?
I've not eaten a crayon, no. And I hope your answer is also no.
Well, would you rather eat a crayon for the new experience than or an old Three Musketeers bar that you know
like? That would you rather know I'm not gonna like?
Well, yeah. Like, would you rather have a crayon, experience life, wonder, all that, or would you the alternative is a Three Musketeers bar, which you know you're not.
As much as I want to rag on Three Musketeers, I think I would pick it over fucking crayon. What are in crayons? They're just wax.
Yeah,
you can't eat that.
Well, you certainly can.
You certainly can. Yeah, it'll fit.
They fit in there. It'll fit. It's so great.
It'll fit. It'll go down, but probably come back up.
Or worse, it never does.
Or it doesn't, and you just become a crayon man. No. Can confirm you can eat crayons. Okay.
All right, nice. I'm glad we have a scientist on the job.
An expert on the field, yeah.
The lab boys just got back to me. They said you can, in fact, eat crayons.
He's like chewing as he says it.
Yeah. He's got like red around his
lips.
lips.
Free candy crayons.
He's got like red stains all around his mouth.
And blue stains.
Yeah.
It's like multicolored.
Shoveling them in like Bunch of Crunch.
Yeah.
The paper's not the best part, but it's like It's like when you fry eggs and you get a little shell in there. You're like, it'll be fine.
Yeah, fuck it.
Whatever.
I don't think I've ever eaten anything like I wasn't supposed to eat. I can't think of anything like that. Like I never ate like
Little
glue
Caesars
or
comes to
anything.
mind.
Little Caesars. yeah. Whatever's in that, I've definitely eaten.
Dude. All right.
Like I never eat like paint chips or glue or any of that.
I had a penny when I was a little kid.
You ate a penny? Really?
Yeah. The best part is when you shit a penny out, it's in your poop, visible. Like, oh.
Is it like coated or like does it just come out a penny?
Well, for me, it was, I took a poop and in the poop was a penny, but it was like the water kind of broke the poop apart a little, so the penny like was visible, like it was just in there. You don't have to picture it. I was like a little
just
kid.
Washed off immediately. Or they're like, oh, there it is. How did you not like choke on that?
I don't know.
Jesus.
I don't know.
You went straight for the penny. Didn't even start with the dime.
I didn't work my way up like a pussy money eater. I was just like, no. Give me the little.
yeah. It's like when people like don't like taking pills without drinking water. It's like, no, I was eating pennies when I was 3 years old. I'm ready for this.
You know, the only food that I think turn down even when I'm hungry is anything with cheese on it and peanuts. That's kind of it.
You don't like peanuts?
No, I don't like peanuts.
Is that why Snickers isn't your number one? Yeah.
Okay. But I understand the appeal because I like nuts, which have the same texture but they're sweeter. And sunflower seeds, which granted I know you suck sunflower seeds, but still they're I don't know why I think sunflower seeds are close to peanuts, but I don't know. They're both dumb plants. Yeah. But yeah, I don't like peanuts and I don't like cheese. So those are the only two foods that I steer away from. Almost anything else, including pennies, I will eat.
Well, luckily, I don't think peanuts and cheese ever get combined.
Yeah, well, maybe like that
to create like the ultimate anti-quiz concoction.
That would be like my SpongeBob sundae that he makes with like the ketchup and stuff. That would be mine.
Yeah.
Cheese on peanuts. Well, it has peanuts in it, doesn't it? Yeah. Okay. It's like a peanut plant. So, yeah, I would not eat SpongeBob sundae. Yeah.
And he like throws the pot that the plant was in. Yeah.
It's like dirt. Oh god.
You once ate styrofoam out of spite. Eating styrofoam sounds like the quickest way to just get terminal cancer. Like if I wanted to speed run the rest of my life, I think that's what I would do.
Just called 30 skip. You just eat a bunch of
30 skip, yeah. It's just like the slowest, most painful death. It's like I have styrofoam inside me.
Yeah, I'm not sure, man. I've eaten a lot of fucked up stuff. Well, food that's like that people don't necessarily like. Like, okay, one time when I was a little, because I was an experimental penny eating weirdo, I made a taco. So your tortilla base.
All right, starting off normal.
But in the taco, I put slices of banana and onion.
Banana and onion?
Yeah, so slices of banana and then slices of onion.
When you say slices of onion, do you mean you took a full onion and then like chopped it the way you would like
a banana? Yes. And then I put that in a taco and ate it, and it was like a 3 out of 10.
It was a 3 out of 10. That's generous.
I was like, we're not gonna do that anymore.
Oh man, that is horrifying. We had styrofoam trays at one of the schools I went to, and the lunch lady refused to give me food because I was down a penny in my lunch money account. So I took a bite out of my tray.
Wow.
Oh man, that is quite the protest.
You sure. I feel bad for lunch ladies, man. Like, I don't want to take her side, obviously, fucking give a kid food if he's hungry, but
yeah, fuck you, lunch lady.
I feel bad for lunch ladies, man. They just I don't know. They always strike me as like they want to help, but they're also in a position where all they're going to do. But it's not like they run the facility where you get. They don't have any special privilege to like, just this once, whatever. Or if they do, they're going to get in trouble. So I don't know. They have to watch like poor kids not eat, and I don't think they can do much about it. Maybe.
Yeah, that's kind of fucked up, Kyle. Especially since you're so young.
Yeah, and hungry.
Just give the kid food. Come on.
What if the penny you didn't have was in my intestine?
Quigs ate the last penny that you needed to eat that day.
Like we flash back to like that same year, and like Kyle's walking to get some lunch, and I'm walking to like my next class, and like he drops a penny on the floor, and I fucking eat it. Passing of the night.
Oh man!
This was after I met. This is after you met me. I was picturing you like 5 years old.
Oh God! How old was he when you met?
I don't know. Oh, I don't remember. 6th grade.
You bit styrofoam in middle school? Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no!
I think I met Kyle in 6th grade. That sounds right. That's hard to remember. When did I meet you? Like 2016?
Before that, it was you came to my dorm to play Melee with Alex Vang in 2015. Yeah. So it was at least 2015. Probably not much earlier than that because I started playing Melee in like April 2015, and I don't think I knew you before that.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so either. I think the first memory I have of meeting you playing Melee, so
yeah,
was at least after that. I think we met in middle school. Yeah, I went to James Madison. You know what's so fucked up? But I met Devin Jacob when I was in 6th grade, but he was in like 3rd grade? No, he was younger. How old is Devin? Is he your age?
Yeah.
Okay, so he was 5 years younger than me.
He was in 1st grade then.
Yeah, that's so fucking... He was 6 years old. I was 11. I met Devin Jacob when I was 11, and he was 6. That's so weird. Granted, it was like, we weren't like pals. It was just an acquaintance, but still. Super odd that I met. Technically, he's like one of my oldest friends, if you want to go strictly on how young I was.
Yeah. Griffin and I started being friends in 5th grade, so we were 10 years old. Yeah, it's been a fucking long time. So you went by Squiggles?
Yeah, I was littler, so it was like a more cutesy kind of kid name, and then it evolved from Squiggles into like Quiggles into Quigs. It's it's a natural progression.
Mm-hmm.
I think Quigs it's so funny. It's like the adult version. It's like going from like Joseph to Joey to Joe. Just get
yeah.
just like yeah. And also
maybe it's because I haven't reached the Joe phase yet, but I don't want to be called that. I don't know why.
For like the last, like if you go to your nickname in our Facebook Messenger chat, you've been Joe for like 2 years.
Yeah, that's what my family calls me.
Just drop the Y. Really?
Yeah, they all say Joe.
Joe.
Griffin calls me Joe. Tim calls me Joe. I'm not a Joe in my mind.
Yeah, it'd be like calling Bobby Scar Bob.
Yeah, Joe just sounds like your drunk uncle to me.
Well,
Yeah.
That could be arranged.
That could be arranged, yeah. I'd honestly rather go with Joseph.
Like Mango.
Yeah.
Joseph Mango Marquez Stammer.
Joe. Overrated anime.
Oh, you know what? I watched the very first JoJo's Bizarre Adventure I've ever watched the other week. I'm glad we stumbled in this territory. I watched JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I don't know if this reference makes any sense, but it was the end of the series where JoJo, one of the Joestar brothers, I don't know what, or one of the Joestar guys, I don't know which one because I don't know a lot about the show. He fights that guy, and the volcano erupts, and he punches him into space. That's the end of the series, or at least that season. I don't know. Does that ring any bells to you?
I haven't seen it, but I've seen like random episodes of it. So I'm I know some of the characters probably better than you do, but I don't know any of the plot lines or anything.
Smokey. He's in it. Smokey. Robert E.O. Speedwagon.
Yeah.
Cars is the villain. Lisa is in that sequence. She's unconscious. Cars is like knocked her out. And I don't remember which JoJo's Bizarre Adventure guy is the main one.
Josuke, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe. No, Dio isn't the villain in the sequence I watched, which is like 7 episodes. Like the end of whatever series that was. The reason I bring that up is because we happen into this thing. I kind of get the appeal of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm converted fully to the Church of Joe, but I think
it's just like one of those things trying to be weird and artsy and like I'm trying to compare it to something, but I don't know if I can. Like it's supposed to make you laugh, but also they want you to take it seriously, if that makes sense. I don't know. It just seems silly to me.
Yeah, I don't really have an example, but I know what you mean. Where it's like, take this thing seriously, but also it's meant to be a comedy.
Yeah.
One Piece feels like that to me as well. Where One Piece is fucking ridiculous, but then they try to hate Feelsmobile. They're like, what?
Yeah.
No, I don't care. Everything's going to be fine. I love the term Feelsmobile. I know it's dated, but
Feelsmobiles.
It makes me laugh. I don't know if I had another topic, actually. But I did watch JoJo's, and I was like, oh, I'll admit that here on... Yes.
How many anime have you seen?
Less than 12.
Okay.
If you count stuff like Pokemon and Dragon Ball, maybe about 12. But if you don't count super duper mainstream stuff like Yu-Gi-Oh! And Digimon, I don't... As far as non-Americanized, I've seen Gurren Lagann, which is my favorite anime ever. Ping Pong.
Cowboy Bebop.
Kill la Kill.
Ooh, I haven't seen Kill la Kill.
Samurai 7. Or
Okay,
7 Samurai.
yeah.
Whatever the anime version.
It's Samurai 7. Yeah.
It's the other one where it's an anime, yeah. With yeah. It's a great show. I liked it a lot. It was a miniseries. That's what I liked about it. It was just one and done. It was just like boom. But yeah, not that. Maybe that's about it. Oh, I saw season 1 of My Hero Academia. If that counts.
Really? People watch that and they're like hooked on it. So I'm surprised you only watched one season.
CFR. Yeah. He well, I mean, more than just him, but he's just somebody who he told me to watch it 100 times.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was like, it's great.
Yeah.
I think more people should watch Gurren Lagann, personally. But it's not.
Who hasn't seen Gurren Lagann?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Have you seen it, right?
Yeah, of course.
Kamina, fucking pierce the heavens, baby! I had the fucking drill necklace I used to wear.
Oh, let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah, I love Kamina. And I love, like, when Simon starts crushing on Yoko. He's like, well, I'm just the beta. Kamina's too cool.
I love the idea of self-identifying as a beta.
Yeah.
Like, oh, unless something horrible happens, no spoiler.
Oh, God.
Oh, I guess I'll never be with... What?
He's dead.
I always said Simone, because that's how Kamina says this.
Simone? Well, yeah, because he's very Japanese.
Yeah, and I was like, well, if that's what he wants to say, I'll say Simone.
Yeah.
I like Simone as a character. I like Yoko. I like Kamina. I love the art style. That's probably why I watched Kill la Kill, is it looked kind of close. I was like, close enough. I thought Kill la Kill was fine. But...
You know what a sick character is in Gurren Lagann? Buta, the hamster, or whatever it is.
It's like a little fan servicey. I'm a fan. Yeah. I thought Yoko was great. I thought great character.
Yeah.
Very
And she would always, Buto would always like fall into her cleavage and like poke his head out. It's like, Jesus.
adorable. And also kind of pervy.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
It's great.
Yoko was like the first character of her kind where it was just like blatant, just fan service, sexualization, and they just didn't care.
At least that I knew of, yeah.
Yeah, but she's a sick character, so it works, you know.
Yeah, she's a gun.
Yeah, she's a huge gun.
To match other things.
Yeah. Other huge assets. And then she becomes a teacher for no reason. That was a little weird. I thought that was weird.
Kill la Kill went hard on that as well, where they're like fan service city and just like, because Kill la Kill, they literally have like a, they have like a uniform that goes like here down under, and it's just like barely covers, and it's just it's the natural evolution of like, oh, you like Yoko, eh? Well, here's whoosh, they fucking.
Is that show good?
Yeah,
because
I think it's good.
I've seen other.
I'm not an expert.
Yeah,
I'm not an expert.
That was the studio that made that is called Trigger, and I've watched a few of their stuff, and all of it is pretty subpar. So I never know if I should watch Kill la Kill or not.
I think you should, but I'm not gonna die on that hill the way I would for Gurren Lagann or Ping Pong or Cowboy Bebop or even Samurai 7. Samurai 7 was great.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little slow, but there's only like 25 episodes, so it doesn't really matter. It's just like, it's slow, but it's like the same length as any other anime. You're gonna get, it's just like, there's a lot of characters.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, the first anime I ever watched was Speedgrapher, and we talked about Speedgrapher before.
I've never heard of that.
It was like it was kind of like when you watched wrestling. To tie it back in, I like went over to my buddy's house and Speedgrapher all the way through. And I had never seen non-Kids WB anime before, so that was my first anime that wasn't Dragon Ball or something. It was great. I mean, I thought it was great, but I had nothing to compare it to. Yeah, it's called Speedgrapher. It's a guy with a camera, and if he looks through the camera and takes a picture, it shoots like a sonic boom, so he can use it like a weapon. But every time he does it, he goes a little bit more blind.
Oh my god,
so he has limited shots.
That's so absurd.
Oh yeah, the villain, Sui Tengu is his name, I believe. He can control his blood. So if he like slits the top of his finger and there's like a blood drip there, he can shoot it like a gun. If he like cuts open his back, his blood becomes wings. It's great. It's fucked up. Every single episode has a different gimmick villain. None of the villains make it through more than one episode except for the blood guy. And he's in every episode. But every single episode, like we're talking 20 different episodes, have like a one-off villain that's got like he's an ice lady made of diamonds. Like it's a monk who can control lightning. Or the first episode it's a flexible guy whose skin is like rubber and he can like twist around, and he puts his arms in like a windowsill and steps back like Spider-Man and fucking boom, shoots across the place.
He's like Luffy.
He's like Luffy, yeah, and like he's only in one rubber guy. So it's like Diamond Lady. They go through like 20 one-off villains. They just throw villains at you like crazy.
You know what show is kind of like that too? Teen Titans. They would always have like one-offs of like, this episode has this one villain in it. And then you never see him ever again. Like that Puppet Master dude.
Oh yeah, I was thinking of like Gizmo and Clayface and what is it, like Cinderblock?
Yep, Cinderblock was one of them.
Was it one of them? Imp? Wasn't she one? Imp, like a little pixie girl? I forget her name. Doesn't matter what her name is.
I think Slade was the only one that came back every episode or whatever.
He was like Sui Tengu. He's actually important. Yeah. Everyone else is like throwaway.
Jinx?
Jinx? Thank you. Jinx. Okay. Yes. Imp is like in the same ballpark, but I could picture her, but I couldn't remember. Yeah, it's Jinx. Were you like a superhero kid?
Not super. much, no. But like, I don't know. Do you mean like TV shows, movies,
Anything.
games?
I mean, I didn't really read comics until I was like 17.
Yeah, no, I never read comics. I did have Spider-Man on GameCube and X-Men Legends. Those games were sick.
Spider-Man I've played a lot, and it was sick. Just go
Yeah.
to the top of the tallest building and kill yourself. That was fun. Weird how that's like a recreational thing to do when you're like 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, just Suicide Simulator 2001.
I remember one of the moves you could do in that game was like tie them up in a cocoon and hang them from the ceiling. And it's like you don't even kill them, they just like hang there helplessly.
That's one of your fucking kung fu moves.
Yeah.
It's gonna hang you up there to dry. Crows can get you.
Then X-Men Legends, of course. The GOAT. Love that game.
See. We'll see.
Yeah.
I'll play it eventually. It looks good.
It didn't age too well, but it's still really fun, and it's co-op. Yeah.
Sold.
Yeah. I'm hype.
I saw Spider-Man 2 way too many times.
Pizza time.
Before it was a meme, I saw Spider-Man 2. I saw Spider-Man 2 without any context that other people watched Spider-Man 2. I just
What's
thought
the
it was
Spider-Man
like
movie
thing.
where like he gets the powers and then he goes into the bathroom and like tries to like wash his face or something and he just like rips the faucet out of place? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, I think
because he like can't control his powers or whatever.
Probably Spider-Man 1, but that's just a guess because it's the first time he would have powers. But there's been 3 Spider-Man ones: Amazing Spider-Man, and
it might have been Amazing Spider-Man. Unfortunately, yeah, that movie's not good.
Neither one of them. I hate to bring up the second one, but it's so bad. Electro is just blue Jamie Foxx. Cool.
It's the first Spider-Man movie. Are you talking about the Tobey Maguire one?
Pizza time.
Pizza time.
I love Tobey, dude. I'm not a Tobey hater at all.
Oh man, remember when Foreman was Venom?
Yeah, Topher Grace.
Topher
fucking Grace.
Topher.
He was Eddie Brock. Muckfather used to do a bit on commentary where he would bring that up anytime there was a low in conversation. He would say Topher Grace was the worst Venom. Like he was a terrible Venom in Spider-Man 3. He would just bring it up all the time. He's not muscular. He's not big and strong. He's just a guy. Why is that 70s show Venom?
He's so out of place in that movie.
Yeah,
I love
so
it.
weird. He gets fucking man. And Eddie Brock as a character is kind of interesting.
Mm-hmm.
He's like another photographer that wants to be good and takes pictures of Spider-Man, which is like, you know, cool. There's another Peter Parker out there. Obviously, Peter has a leg up, and then Spider-Man's gonna be. It's cool that there's another Peter Parker-esque character who also becomes a spider person. Like, what are the odds?
Yeah. I'm you, but evil. That's my character.
That's in like every fucking superhero movie. It's just, I have your powers, except I'm bad. The most blatant one of all time is Ant-Man, when the other guy's a goddamn bee. Like, fucking a scarier bug. Like,
I'm Cockroach Man.
Yeah. Bug powers.
They put me in candy bars.
Yellow Jacket, thank you. That's what his name is.
I've always thought Venom was sick, though. Because I grew up playing the very first Marvel vs. Capcom on Dreamcast. Venom's sick in that game.
Yeah, I like Venom.
Love Venom.
You know who's not did not like Venom? Muckfather when he saw Spider-Man 3.
Yeah. Did you watch that 70s show?
Yeah.
That's a show I watched
huge.
A lot of. Yeah.
It was on all the time. It was crazy. You couldn't get away from it even if you didn't like it.
Yeah.
Hello, Wisconsin. I was like, I live in Wisconsin.
That's me.
That's me. I'm Fez.
I say good day.
Yo, Hyde was like my favorite character. Hyde was really funny.
Hyde was such a dick.
Yeah, it was great. And also, he was like a troubled youth person.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I identified with it, but I was like, that makes him cool. Yeah, he's like Batman.
Yeah, I always loved when him and Kitty would interact, where she would like bake cookies. It's like, Hyde, sweetie, the cookies are ready. And he's like, I don't even. What would Hyde say to that? I haven't seen this show in forever.
Yeah, he's just a great. I don't know. Kitty and Red are like super duper great. They're like their dynamic is so. It's like every kind of bickering sitcom couple, but Kitty is like way more shrill and like
her laugh.
Red is like way more aggressively mean.
Yeah, are they the special cookies? That's what he would say. Yeah.
I love that they didn't show marijuana on the show. They just
heavily implied it.
They just move the camera around.
Yeah, the close-up.
Yeah, that was their move. To not have to show it on fucking like a TV show.
And they'd always have like the Cheech and Chong guy there at the table.
Chong.
Yeah.
Tommy Chong. One
Chong.
half of the tag team of Cheech and Chong. Yeah, I will say one of the things that I miss now that I'm not only am I like older, but like now that TV isn't a part, you know, like if you want to watch a show, you just watch the whole show, no commercials. Usually, you stream it,
right?
But you kind of one of the things that you sort of miss, or at least doesn't happen anymore, is like you watch a show with enough time between episodes to wait, like you're looking forward to the next one, which doesn't happen anymore. Like if I was going to watch that 70s show now, I would just watch 100 episodes in a row until I got sick. I wouldn't watch like 2 every like day after school for like a whole summer. Like that wouldn't, you know.
And they're like, fuck, now it's George Lopez. And then you turn it off and then come back tomorrow at the same.
That's a popular song in a medium that's just like,
oh yeah,
intertwined forever.
It kind of worked though. Oh, I don't think that song was like out of place there, dude. George Lopez. I'll be honest. It wasn't the worst show in the world. It was not the worst show on TV. My wife and kids would probably King of Queens. King of Queens was garbage.
Oh, that hurts. I loved King of Queens.
Really?
Oh, I loved King of Queens.
No.
Oh, man. That hurts.
How can you like King of Queens?
I was a kid. You don't have good taste. I was like, this fat guy is funny stuff. And his father-in-law is Jerry Stiller, and he's the best.
Oh, man.
And you know Jerry Stiller's funny because also Jerry Stiller on Seinfeld. It's like, he's funny in both shows, and he looks exactly the same.
There are so many shows like that.
Dude, I will say, Gold, like a perfect sneak attack show that looks like all the other shows, way better is the Drew Carey show. Oh, I love the Drew Carey show so much. It was so good.
Drew Carey?
The Drew Carey show. It was another sitcom in the same time period as like King of Queens.
I didn't know Drew Carey had a show.
Oh, it's so good. The Drew Carey show is great. Ryan Stiles was on it. That's important.
Are we just talking about Whose Line?
No. The sitcom.
Okay.
The Drew Carey. It was called The Drew Carey Show.
Mm-hmm.
It was great. And Ryan Stiles was in it. Craig Ferguson was in it. This chick named Mimi. What was the character? I don't know what the actor's name. Anyway, it was in King of Queens lineup type thing, but it was actually really good. I can't believe you shit on King of Queens. Now I feel bad. I love that show.
It's fine. It's just fine. Like
it's not.
Kevin James does not fit that role at all.
Do you dislike King of Queens or do you like Kevin James?
Dude, I can't remember a single funny line from King of Queens.
When he's in the living room and he's memorized the microwave timer and so he's talking to somebody, and he goes, like he puts it in the beginning of the show. He puts some food in the microwave, and then he walks into the living room, and then like mid sentence, he just stops and just goes 3, 2, 1, and then you hear the microwave ding from the kitchen. That made me laugh. It's like a superpower he has. He knows when the microwave's going to go off.
Probably because it told him, and he also set how much time it was going to be.
Yeah, but he's not looking at it.
He's like the guy who likes food, and he knows when the food is ready. It's a joke. It's a great joke. King of Queens, best comedy 2019. I get it.
I struggle to think of any.
The only thing about King of Queens I remember is the scene where he's playing his belly to the beat of I Love Rock and Roll by Joan Jett. It's like, this is funny stuff, guys.
Well, that doesn't help me at all. How can I defend it? Oh, no. Oh, no.
There was a lot of bad shows. It's fine. My Wife and Kids, terrible.
I liked My Wife and Kids, but not for the right reasons. It was just a show that my mom watched all the time that I could stand. So,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, it was like, if it's gonna be on, I'm not gonna hate it, because she watched some shit that I hated. So for her to watch My Wife and Kids, I was like,
Did she ever watch Reba?
Yeah, she was. That was more her shit that I did not like. So when she watched My Wife and Kids, we can get through this. Mm-hmm. We'll be all right. Yeah, she liked Reba and fucking. There's another. Not Reba-esque, but there's another show from really bad. Oh, okay. Rather than go down that rabbit hole, how do you feel about Roseanne, the show?
The talk show?
No. Roseanne, her like sitcom. Like her and then John Goodman, and then they had their kids, and then boyfriend moved in. You've never seen Roseanne?
No.
Wow. I'm just impressed. It was
I thought of Rosie O'Donnell.
Oh, no.
That's a completely different thing.
Yeah, Roseanne. Yeah. So I'm surprised you haven't seen Roseanne, but you are younger than me, so maybe it was already on by the time you were watching like reruns of shit. But
yeah, I think there was a period of Nick at Night that was just like so nostalgic for me. Like they would play. First, it was My Wife and Kids, I think, and then they'd go into George Lopez. And then it was Everybody Hates Chris, and then that 70s show. And I would watch that like every night. Those shows.
What was this? What was the one before Everybody Loves Chris? Everybody Hates Chris?
It was My Wife and Kids.
You're like, I'm gonna watch it. This is step one of my 3-step.
You have to get through it. That's the thing about TV back in the day. You had to suffer through the bad shit. You had to watch the Fanboy and Chum Chums to get to the SpongeBob sometimes. That's just how it was.
Yeah. So did you watch stuff like Kenan and Kel or all that? Amanda Show?
This was like I was so young. So pretty much.
So you're like Zoe one,
Drake
and Josh.
Yeah. Okay. That era for sure.
I think they both have their strengths. I do. How do I describe it? I think Kenan and Kel was amazing, but I have the same affection for Kenan and Kel that I've heard people have for Drake and Josh. I just think it's a different thing. Like maybe Drake and Josh was better. Maybe I wouldn't know, but I loved Kenan and Kel. That was probably my first favorite show. The first show that I would like stay up to watch and like. Mm-hmm. Tell my parents like, hey, I need to watch TV. Kenan and Kel is on, that kind of thing.
Is Good Burger based off the show, or is it the other way around? Okay.
No, it's the same. It's based on just a full length version of a Kenan and Kel story.
Yeah,
and there's still Kenan and Kel. Yeah, not bad. I mean, bad, but not like didn't age well, but like not bad at the time. Mm-hmm. I saw it in theaters with my dad. Fun fact.
You saw Good Burger in theaters?
That's not a sentence I ever thought I would admit, but I saw Good Burger in theaters.
I remember when I was a kid, my grandma and I would watch Judge Judy, and Mega Man would be on after that. That's hilarious.
A little 1-2 punch no one sees
on the same channel. My grandma and I had an understanding that if I watched her show that depleted our faith in humanity, she would watch a kid's show that depleted her faith in youth. Why was Mega Man after Judge Judy? That is... That's like late 90s, early 2000s TV in a nutshell. It's like, stick around after Judge Judy for Mega Man the Animated Series.
Thanks for watching Invader Zim. Now here's Bleach. Like, and even that's, you can see the connection.
Yeah. That's when Toonami comes on.
Exactly.
Toonami was sick.
Maybe Mega Man was on a different channel.
Maybe.
Maybe. Oh man, we should watch some of these movies that you've never seen or that I've never seen. Like now, like I wonder if Good Burger is even fucking bearable in 2019, soon to be 2020.
Yeah,
I have no idea. I vaguely know the plot involves shark poison in the burgers, but
that's illegal. I think.
Yeah, no, that's the point. Is they're like, if they find out there's poison in here, we're gonna get shut down. Is the idea, but they got framed. They don't really have poison. I think that's the idea. But they have
what a ridiculous idea for a movie.
They have to prove the Good Burger's innocence. They set us up. They put the poison in the burger. I don't. Super quick side story. Somebody found the Good Burger Mobile, which is just a car with a burger on top of it, in like a Hollywood impound lot, just rotting away like last year. And it's so clearly the Good Burger car because it's a burger on a car. Good Burger on the side.
How did that hide for so many years?
I don't know. Somebody must have been like driving by and they're like, "Is that a fucking Good Burger car?" And then took a picture and went on Reddit and that was it. But
yeah. Oh man. Yeah, tons of movies I need to see.
Well, I just need to see Brother Bear because you keep telling me that's
Brother Bear. Mm-hmm. Brother Bear is a really good movie. I enjoyed Brother Bear a lot. It's got On My Way by Phil Collins in it. Amazing song.
Have you seen Tarzan?
No. I haven't seen Tarzan.
So I haven't seen Brother Bear, so okay. Or even. That's the other Phil Collins scored Disney movie. Well, I don't know. Brother Bear's not Disney, is it? It's got to be something else. Oh, it is?
It's
okay.
Disney, yeah. I also watched... I was late to Lilo and Stitch, but I've seen that now, too.
A wire roller coaster ride.
What
do you mean you were late to Lilo and Stitch? Like
I watched Lilo and Stitch for the first time, like, in 2017. Yeah.
You're going to get to say that about so many movies, though. You're going to be like, I saw Good Burger in 2020.
Yeah. Like,
I saw Space Jam.
I watched Aladdin 3 decades late.
I remember seeing Flubber once when I was like 5, and then again when I was 20. Like, that was probably the weirdest rewatching of a movie so far in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's probably the best example. Fucking Flubber, dude.
Flubber.
Robin Williams and some goo are co-stars in a movie, not unlike Michael and Bugs Bunny, where one of them is animated and the other one is not animated.
It's a bunny.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's no bunnies in Flubber. I'd have to see it a third time.
We've been going for 2 hours 15 minutes.
Oh,
I don't know when we want to call it.
What happened? What happened? What happened to us?
Most podcasts are like an hour and a half.
Yeah, I should really pay attention to the clock.
I really like long podcasts though. Those are my favorite. They get the day by quickly.
I definitely on my Smash Brothers one have thought about making it shorter, and then I'm just like, I never listen to short podcasts.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I only listen to at least an hour-long podcast, if not 2. So,
if your podcasts aren't like at least 45 minutes long, then that's not a podcast. Get out of here.
Yeah.
That's just a long YouTube video.
It's just a radio ad.
Yeah.
Radio interview. Well, okay. Well, I'm super down to wrap it up, but you got to give us either some kind of an outro or like a final thing.
Final thing to what?
Talk about, or you could just wrap it up. Whatever.
Do you want to like end each episode like trying to think of a title, or like deciding, like going over the bits and deciding what it should be?
Oh, what the title should be?
Yeah.
Okay. What did we talk about? We talked about candy
Jingle
bars.
Horse.
Oh, good call. I forgot.
Jingle Horse.
I forgot about Jingle Horse. I was thinking about Toothpaste. And
chocolate toothpaste is a good one.
Dre Blade.
Dre Blade.
You hate the King of Queens.
Quigs likes the King of Queens. That'll be a quick clickbait time. One of us likes King of Queens? Question mark.
Yeah, it's like we do the clickbait the thumbnail where it's you and me like with the white border around, and then Kevin James's face in between us.
Yeah.
Like one of us admits they love the King of Queens. Mm-hmm. The other one is Joey. Zebras.
That's just the title is Zebras.
All caps.
100,000 cockroaches. The Three Musketeers pitch.
Oh no. Well, hold on. I forgot something about wrestling, but I don't know if we did it. I don't even think we did a bit about Ernest.
No, we just like talked about it.
Well, I thought it was good, and why you should watch it. I think it's funny to pick the bit that was. Well, I think it's funny to pick the best bit. I also think it's funny to pick the one that we did the least amount of time on.
It was like a 2-second aside.
Yeah,
we like just make the title.
Exactly. Like just a 2-second reference. You just call it Everybody Hates Chris.
Yeah, it's like Kyle eats styrofoam or something. Quiggs shits a penny. Bunch of crunch.
Oh no! Well, we just agreed Bunch of Crunch was good.
Yeah.
That's why Zebras was funny, is you literally mentioned it once. Zebras. We immediately moved on. I think
what's your favorite animal? You never answered.
Pangolin, the one that looks like Sandslash.
Oh. I thought you were saying penguin funny.
No, pangolin is how it's pronounced.
I like the pangolins.
Yeah, penguins.
Pangolins down in Antarctica.
Yeah, you know penguins. So the penguins of Madagascar.
Yeah, my favorite animal is the pangolin.
Are you saying penguin? Yeah, penguin.
Pangolin.
You just have to like not enunciate anything after pan. Yeah, penguin. I like the pangolin. They're flightless birds.
For some reason, that reminds me of the bit that Eddie Vedder can't sing consonants. It's only vowels. It's like,
he goes to speech therapy. There's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
It sounds like when he says even flow, he sounds like he's naming like all the vowels.
Yeah. He's just singing brain power.
You is sometimes why.
Oh man. I think it should be Three Musketeers.
Oh, all right, fair enough.
Should it just be chocolate toothpaste?
I don't mind chocolate toothpaste. I think it's also it's fucking bizarre.
Yeah,
just two words that don't belong next to each other. Be sure to like and subscribe and ring that bell, baby.
Yeah, ring the bell for more wacky podcast titles. I might start putting these on YouTube.
Oh,
just
no.
more than just like Twitch VODs,
Sure. I like this format where it's the two cameras. I think that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm slumping in mine, but that's because we're wrapping up and I was thinking, but it works pretty well.
All right.
Yeah.
We gotta not go another 2 months next time.
Yeah, we'll go every 3 weeks or so. It's fine.
All right. So thanks for listening, everyone. That was fun.
I would say parting words from your boy Quigs. Give King of Queens another try. I don't know if it's good or bad. I just remember liking it as a child.
All right.